Today marks 30 years since a record-setting weather event for the Tennessee Valley. On this very day, back in 1993, Chattanooga had its record for single-day snow. 18.5 inches of snow fell on March 13th alone. From March 12th through the 14th, 20 inches of snow fell. Looks like a winter wonderland out there. It was something for most people in the Tennessee Valley to see, and they had never seen it before. Some of our longtime viewers will remember that former chief meteorologist Paul Barris had predicted the event days in advance.
We are going to get dumped on around here. I mean, something you haven't seen in a few years.
There he is, Paul Barris. Paul said it would be this way, and you know, that saying kind of stuck for all these years after that. He was not the only one hard at work during the blizzard, though. If you saw that, our very own David Carroll you may have recognized, and Cindy Sexton were here too. The so-called storm of the century was one of the most expensive storms in Chattanooga history, and we talk about it every single winter, Allison. Those pictures are just unbelievable, and it was fun this morning to chat about it. And you said as a kid, you remember that weekend well.
I definitely remember that weekend because the snow started on a Friday night, and my brother and I, we were watching a little TGIF on TV, if everybody remembers that, and running back and forth from the TV in the living room to the front door to look out the window to see that snow just starting to come down.
There they are.
There's Cindy walking up the hill. So I have some quick facts to go ahead and show you. We can switch over to there, and that will go over some of that reviewing that Lori mentioned, plus a little bit extra about the blizzard. So here's a look at your quick facts then. Again, 20 inches storm total snowfall, and we had the greatest single day snowfall for Chattanooga history, 18.5 inches. And just as a little bit of a reference point, the next greatest one was 12 inches, a foot of snow. The next closest, that's still 6.5 inches more, and that 12 inches was set way back in 1886. So truly we're talking about century storm events here that happened in the 1800s, then again in 1993 with those snow totals in just one day. It's also allowed us to have the greatest seasonal snowfall at 22.7 inches in Chattanooga. That's when you add February, which picked up 2.7 inches of that year, and then again that big bulk happening in March of 1993. So let's go ahead and look at how that broke down. So 1.5 inches on Friday. That snow started up Friday night, and then after midnight through the overnight hours in the day on Saturday, I mean, as Paul said, just dumped on. So absolutely was coming down that 18.5 inches, and then it kind of wrapped up with a few additional snowflakes to trace on Sunday. But unfortunately, you had the bad side of everything too. This is the track of the low pressure system from Texas across the Florida Panhandle up into Georgia and then off to the northeast. We were really bullseye right here for those snowfall totals, but it also did damage in Florida. So very high snow, but we had Florida and Cuba what's called a derecho, which means really strong winds that went through that area. Plus there was storm surge up to 12 feet in Florida. 10 million people lost power. And unfortunately, people did die during this event. Again, that storm of the century, 270 people. And we had just so many people without power here and stranded. So it's a good thing to look back on, but obviously it was a powerful storm for our local area as well.